My name's Procrastination, and today we're talking about Meditations in Affinity, Volume 3, Solicitude, featuring Bighand, Bigknife, Almanac Man, Emma Goldman, and Abandoncy. So, like I was saying, this is the third out of 5 4-way 7 inches that were done between Zeg Beach Records and the Ghost is Clear Records. I've already kind of talked about this series before, so I don't really want to spend too much time on that. This one, I always considered this one the Ghost is Clear Records like specific 7-inch, because it is very much in the noise rock realm, especially with the Bighand, Bigknife, Almanac Man, and Abandoncy. All have a very distinct like Ghost is Clear sound. So I feel like I should focus this one more on Emma Goldman, because Emma Goldman fucking slays. And this is like, well, why don't we do a little history then? So it started when I went to a show in 2018 when my friends in Terrifying Girls High School brought me to the release show for the Emma Goldman first EP. Emma Goldman is members of Dad Thighs, and they basically moved out of the twinkly emo thing into screamo. So I always thought this kind of sounded a bit like Bright Calm Blue, very, very sick 3-piece stuff. And this, was this their next release? If it wasn't their next release, it was like 1 or 2 past the debut. So when asking bands for this series, I was like, yo, Bobby, we should, Bobby runs The Ghost is Clear, we should bring in Emma Goldman. He was like, I don't know who they are. And I was like, that's cool, don't worry about it, Emma Goldman rocks. So we brought them in, and I feel like this song kind of stands alone in their catalog, because the EP, I don't know how to describe it. The EP is maybe a little more like emo screamo, while this one has more like post-hardcore, and one might argue a bit of like noise rock injection as well. And since that time, the band has moved their bassist to be the vocalist, as opposed to V doing no vocals before. And Haley has joined to play bass, and the band's style has changed to an insane degree, which I will show you at the end of this video. With a little clip from a new song, because they've got a 12-inch LP coming out this spring on Zeg Beach, and without a doubt, one of the albums of the year. Like, I don't give a shit if I'm biased or whatever, but I'm 100% right. It is that fucking good. And y'all ain't ready. So, we got this one in order. I think, as per usual, it's on 600 copies, so 300 are black, and the rest are on yellow. We also released Abandoncy's debut, I think it's an EP? It's like 8 or 9 songs, so it's really, and they also recently did something else too. And the other bands have been active. Actually, Bigknife, Bighand, I don't know, but Almanac Man, I've definitely seen something else come out from them as well. So this is the insert inside of this. It shows all of the members as per usual. We try to get one band picture from everyone here. So for Emma Goldman, like I was saying, V now just does vocals. Pavel's still here, and Felix is there. And then Haley is on bass. And yeah, just woo-wee. Just cannot wait for that to come out. Is there really much else to say about this? I think the band is down to their last copies, but we are completely sold out. I think we don't have any of the Meditations left, save the first one, which is crazy, because it's like crowding in hundreds of AU. Like, why is that still around? And Life in Vacuum? Very weird. So yeah, the Emma Goldman's going to come out in the springtime, definitely before ZBR Fest, probably mid to late April, maybe early May, but probably not. And yeah, you should check them out. And I've also got to play with them a couple times, and they're just fantastic people. So I'm going to play you a new Emma Goldman song. Not all of it, but like a bit of it, so you can get a listen to what it's like, because this is totally proud trying to prep everyone for that. And then we'll talk about Tomb Tree. So let's go!
We'll be right back.
right, let's mirror over to the Tomb Tree family tree side for episode 8. This one is about Designs and their Ceremony EP that was released, I think it was January of 2023. Sorry, January of 2020, so just a little bit before the COVID time started. This was one of those things where the band, this was still in the infancy of Tomb Tree, so this is one of the first bands that hit us up to release something, as opposed to, like, you know, us searching out great music. It was kind of just like, Tomb Tree will let people come to us and we will ensure that they buy some of their tape copies, which in turn helps us like fund our PR and making of the tapes and stuff, so we're not dropping a bunch of our own money. The bands were basically paying for their own tapes, for the most part. So yeah, they hit us up. I was insanely stoked. So was US Dave. They have at least one member, if not two, from the legendary band Thumbscrew. And it's I feel like it's a very interesting shift in their style, because maybe not style, but like their message and where they're coming from, because it was very religious centered in the past. At least it was, you know, known. But it definitely seems like the new stuff is kind of like them letting go of that old being entrapped by religion and so forth, and kind of coming to terms with what life is really like. So yeah, it's really good. I mean, it's kind of like Thumbscrew, but way less in like the mathcore, metallic hardcore vein, and more kind of like how Botched moved into Narrows. It's kind of similar to that. It's more hardcore, more straightforward, in no ways slow or simplistic. It doesn't have that like crazy breakdown edge and so forth that Thumbscrew had. It's got much more of a dark, sinister, nightmarish feel to it. So, oh man, I don't remember how many tapes we did. So the tapes are out of 60. One would assume that there was probably about 30 of these O-card versions that we did, where there's the stickers on either side back in the sticker days, and probably 20 to 30. 20. Okay, so 20 of the swirls and 40 of the O-card white ones. These ones come with like a full-on J-card. We just kind of changed around the design, and these are also on sparkle paper, so it looks pretty cool, like shimmering in the light and stuff. I like it. And the paint colors definitely turned out and worked really well with the color here. So if you see these, I've never really talked about this before, but if you see paint that ends up being like this on a swirl tape, it's because the paints have broken up. I think this was actually one where too much paint was used and then it dried, and when it dries, it kind of does this thing. So sometimes, like, I see them, I'm like, that looks like shit, because that one's fucked up. But usually my family and other people see these and like, that looks so sick. And for the design of the cover and everything, I'm like, oh, that actually works really well. So I purposely did the run like that. So I think almost all the ones that you find will be very similar to that. Designs was going to release their second EP with us too. It got pushed back for a long time, and then they released it. So we didn't help with that, but you should definitely go check it out. It's very sick. It is definitely a continuation of the sound that they built on this. They were very close to playing ZBR Fest at one point too. I can't remember if they were asked and couldn't do it, or they were on the list and they had to bow out. I don't remember, but that almost happened, but didn't. So that will conclude this. Oh, you know what? I don't need two. These are long sold out. I don't need both. I was saving one for this, so I'm going to keep this one. If anyone wants the absolute last copy of an O-card version, it is now in the... Where will I put it? I'll put it in the Canadian store, ZangmaBeachRecords.com, and then just go to the Tomb Tree tab, and it'll be near the bottom, because it is the 8th release, and we are on now like 130. So, yeah. Alright, well, let's call it a day. It's been a long time since I've done one of these, at least 2 months. So it's good to be back, and I'll try to pump out some more now that my kids are back in school. 51st date.